Mongo's life. The light heart of a little monkey is buried within this carnivorous ape. Mongo loved to bask in the sunlight beneath the trees near his home, the Forgotten Ruins. His size demanded much food, and Mongo found his fearful countenance and need to eat so much made enemies of many. Unaware of the clouds surrounding Barbarian, Mongo has found food is scarce and the sun is dim. His world must be fixed. Mongo's adventure begins. Basic needs. Mongo was hungry. His stomach rumbled. He looked at the bush of sweet berries and saw their stems had turned black, and 2 dead birds lay below. They had become poisonous. What there was to eat, Mongo ate to sustain Mongo's huge size. He worried. Mongo thought he would have to leave his pleasant home in the jungle in the Forgotten Ruins. A man, so hurt that his entire chest was sewn up with threads, saw Mongo and attacked him. Distressed that he was assaulted by the strange man that called himself Stitch, Mongo hit him over and over until he moved no more. Scared and hungry, Mongo thought he should run away from this place. Worlds away. Fleeing south, deep into the venomous swamps went Mongo. He was scared. He saw himself as a small monkey that could be hurt by most anything. He did not see himself as the big, powerful ape he was. A green woman emerged from a bush, and Mongo, scared, attacked her. The woman, gasping her last breath, told Mongo her death was at hand, and that she forgave him. She told him he did not know what he did, that he was still good. She told Mongo to look into the reflective water in the nearby pool. She said that Mongo was not the monkey he once was, for though he did not know it, he had been transformed. Mongo watched Ayara's life fade. He saw himself in the pool, his image being that of a big ape. He could not believe what he saw, and in horror ran. To live forever. Mongo wandered south from the venomous swamp after beating Ayara, but he came upon a trap within the canopy-covered, woeful forest. A huge spiked ball fell from a tree, suspended by a rope. It swung down and slammed into Mongo, killing him. Time passed. Mongo's hands twitched. Life returned to him. His eyes opened suddenly, in shock. Mongo was alive. From the void of the dead, Mongo came back. Scared, but happy to be alive, Mongo ran southward into the lower Darklands until he came upon a dark-skinned demon. Jin hissed that the stupid ape did not realize his own immortality, but she said she knew how to kill him permanently and torture his soul throughout eternity. She attacked. The demon Jin's life waned. Her fiery skin grew dim, the flames growing smaller by the second. Her skin hardened and turned crusty, flaking off in bits of ash. She hissed that her mortal being may die, but her infernal being cannot be slain. She howled that Mongo would live forever too, as long as he was the ape he was, for the relic blood song he ate both cursed and blessed him to live forever. As she fell lifeless, she called out to her master Korath in the Land of Desolation to summon her once more. Eastern rules. Hearing the words of the demon, Mongo set out for the Land of Desolation. He thought a demon master must be powerful, and he might tell him why he looked like an ape when he was really a little monkey. He found the man called Korath, master of the demon, but Korath attacked him. Staggering from Mongo's blows, Korath was dying. Mongo hooted and screamed with hopes to communicate. He could not talk the language spoken by the civilized. He understood somehow their words, but he could not speak their words. Korath glared at him and said Mongo was not himself since the day he found the stone blood song on the sandy shores by Roan's Passage. Wrongful death. Mongo's life was a roller coaster. He seemed to have no choice in where it went. He headed north to escape the world of the civilized until he ascended the glacial slopes of Skurlock, finding the lost fortress. A strong warrior engaged him, declaring he was Dagon of the clan Dolok. Mongo hammered Dagon until his life was ended, his last words being a prayer to his dead wife. He asked forgiveness for not being there when she was slain by Fade, and he asked that his soul find hers now that he too left the mortal world. Blind faith. Mongo felt bad for killing Dagon and the others, even if it was all in self-defense. He went to the leader of Argos, Princess Keela, to seek forgiveness. He had barely entered Shorestone Castle when he was attacked by Keela herself, judging him the foul killer of innocence. Mongo squeezed the life from Keela, angry that his effort to seek understanding was rejected. She gulped her last breath under his might. Although Keela died, the guards of Shorestone Castle surrounded Mongo, and he knew he would be slain if he resisted. He sat down in defeat, and they bound him and put him deep in the dungeons of Akrala. Judged. Mongo was locked within the prison of Akrala and felt it was wrong. He lamented his lost freedom and remembered wandering the pretty lands of Barbaria as a little monkey. He decided he would not lay imprisoned for defending himself. The door opened as a guard brought him food. Mongo grabbed him and threw him into the cell, locking the door as he left. He found a gruff and strong man calling himself 21 on his way out, and they fought. 21 was bested by Mongo, and as he fell to his demise, he told Mongo that it is not easy being alone. He said that maybe they could have been allies, but in his death, he could be friend to no one. 21 told Mongo to seek the assassin Fade, for she knew how to hide from the Argosian guards. Seeking help. When Mongo entered the dark lair of Fade, he found no one present. He began to search her home, thinking he might learn how she hid from Argos and its forces. Instead, he made a mess of her home, and when she returned, she was enraged and assaulted him. Mongo did not realize his actions were with too much strength, for his last blow ended Fade's life. Fade would say nothing more, ever. Friendless. Mongo went to hide in the underground sewers, but he found the man with a stitched closed chest he had killed long ago. The man, called Stitch, told Mongo that he was caught between the living and the dead, that he healed always back to existence. Mongo was scared and thought such a foul creature should die. Mongo ended Stitch's life once more, but as Stitch died, he told Mongo that within him was the relic blood song, and that he too would rise from the grave again and again until he rid himself of it. He told Mongo that blood song rightfully belonged to his master, the undead Lord Magnus. His last words were to find him in shipwreck waters. Hopeless. Mongo felt his life was assigned to him, that he'd made no decisions all this time. He ran and ran, never really making choices, but following some preordained plan. He thought maybe this Magnus could change his destiny by taking from him the curse of Bloodsong. When he reached Magnus, he was saddened to find he proclaimed Bloodsong was his again, that he would cut it from the lifeless corpse of Mongo. Mongo saw a pillar that hummed with power, electricity arcing all round it. Mongo somehow knew it was evil and should be destroyed. Again, Mongo fought in self-defense. Magnus's spectral body was slain by Mongo as he broke the pillar of corruption, but he had no more revelations or sense of direction. As Magnus neared death, he told Mongo he found the pillar gave him infinite strength when he was near it, but in that moment, he became bound to it. Without it, his strength was gone. Magnus's body dissipated before Mongo, and a red, swirling portal appeared in his place. Finale. Mongo's life was somehow destined, he thought, for all of these things. He was a little monkey that had become the great ape Mongo. He felt he had a purpose that was not yet fulfilled. He entered the red portal, for he sensed he should. He found himself on the other side, atop a mighty stone bridge on an island far away. Before him stood a stone man. I spoke to him. "Welcome, Mongo. I greet thee. You have been fun to watch, little one. A little monkey you were. I watched you find Bloodsong and try to eat it. I watched you transform into the strong and potent ape you are now. You've killed so many and have found who you are. It is a shame you came to me after so much, for your life must now end. Do you know why the gods fear me, Mongo? It is because I am Zog. Mongo ended my life, and I found peace. I loved the world he lived in, for once it was my world too. I had tainted it with my lust for carnal pleasures and its worldly gifts. I wanted it for myself forever, and for its people to serve me. I put upon the world pillars of corruption to draw its energy of life and magic from it and feed myself so that I would become so powerful I would live forever and have infinite power. My power was sustained by the land's decay, but the reason I had done this was taken from me. The world I wanted so dearly died as I lived. I knew I needed the hero of prophecy to slay me, for no other could, not even a god. I turned to the heroes of Barbarian, but none were the prophesied hero. And then I came upon you, a little monkey. You, Mongo. I knew you were the prophesied one. You were the unlikely hero. You were too little, though, even if your heart was true. I found the fallen Magnus as he exchanged death blows with the king of Argos. They died together, good and evil, but around Magnus's neck hung the relic of life called Bloodsong. I ripped it from his neck as he was struck down, denying him its rebirth. I sent the stone into the waters near the foreboding channel. I guided the currents, dragging the stone along the shores so far, all the way to the inlet of Freya and up through Roan's passage, where you would find it on the shores. Your curious self would nibble and bite it, wondering what it was. It merged with your heart, Mongo, and transformed you into Mongo the ape. You lost who you were, but who you became was strong enough to fulfill destiny. Mongo, your happy life I ended for you, and now you will live forever, so long as no magic rips Bloodsong from your heart. I have given you this gift, and yet, Mongo, it is your pure heart that resists the stone's corruptive influence. I took from you a life of happiness, though I'm sorry. You will never know a friend, never experience love. Mongo, you will always be lonely and feared. With Bloodsong, your life will be unending. So wander the land and do what good you can. But know the world is without a ruler, and none will follow you. Let your innocence protect you. Be strong to your vow of goodness. Protect the land from evil. And know, Mongo, that I am sorry for what I took from you. I am truly sorry.